welcome to another episode of a personal development, really. Right from my heart to your heart. We are live on Instagram and we are live on YouTube and LinkedIn. And you know the drill by now. I hope if you're here and you want to engage, send me a hi, a heart, let me know that you're here, because that is the only way that I actually know that you're watching this live stream live. So please engage. I love when you engage and send me questions. You also know how to send me questions if you have any comments or questions to what I've been teaching today. This episode is dedicated to a private event I hosted yesterday, which I called Free Your Mind and Achieve Next Level Success. And it was in the moment transformation. I want to share with you today, even my body's responding now. I want to share with you some tools that has the potential to not only shift your career, but also your life. And there's a special invitation in the show note to join my next private event. And that is the reason why it's private is for a reason, because it's really deep and transformative. So we only want the right people in who are ready to level up. But you know whether this is right for you now. But let's dive into the backstory of why I chose to run this private event yesterday. If you followed me for a while, you will know that I have changed a lot over the last couple of years. Some of you in my circle, you know my story really well because I'm always authentic. I always share what I'm struggling with. I also share my insights. But those you may be in my outer circle, if you read one of my posts, I think from last week or the week before last, I actually shared some pictures where how I looked 4 years ago and how I look today. And I don't take any Botox. I don't take any happy pills. What I did and what I do each and every day is working on myself, who I am currently, and why do I think the thoughts that I think. And if you have done or are on this journey yourself, you have probably connected with Dr. Joe Dispenza in one way or the other. You would know Bob Proctor, and there are some other great teachers out there. So I started to immerse myself into the content, and I have some great teachers on my professional team, because if they can have a life like that with no worries, no frustration, right? I want to learn what they have learned. So that's my backstory. And what I've realized after having dived into this, and I can't recognize this book enough, by Sonia Choquette, Trust Your Vibes, is like, this is such a game changer. So what I've realized is that even though I know my tools, I have a lot of toolbox, there's still so much I can learn. And when I talk about learning, it's really about connecting with who I am. And that's why we pull in Bob Proctor, for example. Bob says, you are not your name, you are your soul. So my soul has a name for you, to you, and that is Camilla. But I also have my soul. Like, why am I here on this planet? And what keeps me positively awake at night? What gets me out of bed every morning? And that is to help you level up and be that amazing leader everyone wants to follow. So I'm actually scrapping the old school of leading, because we are tapping in to the next level leadership. It's all about following your, not only, but really tapping into your sixth sense. And I had this challenge recently where I once again was stuck in my thoughts. And I say, how come that I still sometimes give my thoughts so much meaning, so that it can almost paralyze me, so that I can get frustrated? And I was like, I want to I want to know how my brain works, really. And it reminds me, someone said, are you studying, what are you actually doing? And I'm studying the brain because I'm so fascinated by this. So what I realized was that any thought is energy. And if you believe in that thought long enough, it becomes true to you. It doesn't have to be the reality, but it's your personality is your reality. And you will know this drill if you follow Dr. Joe Dispenza, for example, right? So I really started to connect with this. And I said, well, I don't want to vibrate on any thought that doesn't set me up for success. That's why we say, okay, we have two camps. One camp of people who only tap into their five senses and use their past to dictate the future. But what Sonia, and this is what game changing for me and my clients, is that, but there's a sixth sense that very few leaders tap into, and that is that of your gut feeling. And if you're here with me live, or whether you're here or you listen to this as a replay, let me ask you this question. When was the last time you listened to your gut feeling and you trusted your gut feeling, right? I remember when I listened to my gut feeling and I listened to it and I acted on it. I didn't know why I had to do it. I just knew I had to do it. And the last time, I just knew that I had to read this book. I just knew I had to read it. That was this gut feeling. And I recalibrated everything because I knew this book was important for me. I also know when I did not listen to my intuition, and I realized afterwards that, damn, wish I had listened to my gut feeling. And that's what we honed in on yesterday. We dived so deep, and there were so many in the moment transformation. And that's why, if you ever been in my circle or you private client watching this live, right? You know that I'm up for transformation. I am not up for information. There's so many people out there who do information that's amazing, but I'm here to help you jump and elevate whatever is most important for you. So I promise this to be a 7 minute. So I want to do this really quick. There's two things I want you to remember is that any thought is energy. And we had some really aha moments in the room yesterday. Energy flows to you and through you. That you will know if you follow Bob Proctor. The martial art comes into play when you recognize that energy, and when you recognize that that energy is not good for you, and you say no thank you, right? That requires commitment. It requires commitment for yourself to learn who you are so that you can hold the space for anyone else who is aggressive, because that's where that ego comes up, because the ego judges other people. The ego wants me to be right and me to win and you to lose. But when we tap into our sixth sense, that of spirituality, that is unconditional loving, right? And that's why we can be authentic, because when we are authentic, we cannot vibrate a negative energy. That's why it's so important. If you want to create more impact in this world, if you want to and feel you have this moral obligation to set the younger generation up for success, your next step is to connect with who you truly are. And then whatever upper management is like, to say, I know much better than you. Because when you allow yourself to be who you truly are, you cannot but not love the other ones in the room. You want to help everyone else. But the challenge right now in the corporate world, and maybe so also more so in the pharma world, is that there's so much competition. And when we compete, we come from the lowest level of energy. And it's unhealthy. It impacts our mental health. It impacts performance. It impacts results. So it's actually the wrong way of doing leadership. So for you, remember to say, start studying what energy is and start observing energy and say no to absorbing energy. It's really, really important. And you are, remember this, ladies and gents, my friends, you are not your thought. You are your soul. And you have then dedicated so much energy to one thought that that thought has become you, right? You may say, I am an introvert. I am an extrovert. No, but you believe it so much that that has become your box. Oh, I don't drink tea. I don't like cheese. I know this because we've done it so many times in the past. Well, that is a thought, but then you're just replicating the past. But there's something that's so much more important out there. That's your next level. I call it the doppelganger from, I can't remember. Probably you know that if you're a Mind Valley member. That's a doppelganger of you waiting here on the other side of the uncomfortable zone. So it's so important. If you want to lean into life, get more out of life, let stress go to someone else, and then really embark on your own journey. Well, it was like so out of body experience yesterday. So if you feel called to level up your leadership brand, really understand what it means to be authentic, and get some tools that can help you step into that next level of yours faster, then sign up for the waitlist. I can't wait to have you in the room. It's not about how many people we are, it's about having the right people in the room. So with this, have a wonderful rest of the day, and I look forward to next time. Bye for now.